for the school students. One of the school students who have drawn this particular picture and got the first prize in the celebration. So as far as our current scenario is concerned, we utilize very minimum of usage for the various other sources of energy what we have seen. So let us see how it is being imposed. So first, solar energy, when we can have the sun is the 100 billion stars capacity in the solar family, which is considered as the ultimate source for various other things. Here there are 70% hydrogen, 27% helium. It has radiating, forms the electromagnetic rays coming out of the heat waves, and that may be the fall on the various other scattering. We have measured the diameter of the sun, mass of the sun, and distance between the earth crust and the sun. Everything we measured, and temperature also we have measured on outer area and a core area, how much it is, how much Kelvin it is. That as our study we had it, got it. Similarly, how much of energy release we obtained as a hydrogen, as a helium, or energy per second, how much ton is reaching our earth crust, also measured per second joules. That was also we got it as a study. Then we constantly how much square meter of a place during the season, various climate season, various other kind of variations, obstructivity for the sun rays fall on the earth. Everything we have measured, but constantly we can get a 1353 watts can be produced electricity per square meter. As far as India is concerned, depends upon the various altitudes, where depends upon the various other climatic conditions, various other seasonality. Averagely, we can measured with MNRE in a Ministry of New Renewable Energy Sources. They have an measurement per square meter 600, more than 600 watt electricity production is possible, but we are not utilizing that one. So we can have the solar usage in various other technologies, chemical, electrical, and thermal technologies to be used. First, thermal technology, what it is, how much we can make use it. Though it's a very olden technology, it is very need of the hour. It was in the various other electricity is not there in hilly regions, where that various other estates in the inner core region of the hilly area or high ranges, they can have the heating of the air and cooking of the food, and steam generation of electricity is possible by the technology. So the electrification or heating is nothing but our, just like a geyser, we can get a hot water for our bathing or various other use. We can have the block sheeted rough through which we can pour the water through this pipe that can be heated and produces the heat water or warmth water. So that can be collected in the container and used for our various other purposes. Then based on the study, when we can have it, only the sheet means only 90 degree or 180 degree alone, only sunlight is possible. Whereas 360 degree of heat radiation or reflection is possible by the tube method, by which underneath a glass can be kept it. So this water can be used for various other bathing in the residence, apartments, hospitals, hostels, and other places, and also used for washing purposes and preheating in the industry. As far as industry is concerned, heating of any ore, heating of any raw material, that is the major heat, major expenses they are all doing with the charcoal or coal. That has been avoided with the kind of solar usage. And here it can have no fuel or no pollution will be there, and is safe and simple to use, minimal maintenance, longevity is very high, and also payback period for less than 3 years. So that kind of usage we can have it. Even drying of various other agricultural products and food items is fish and other can be dried off through the hot air produced by the heating mechanisms. And cooking with various other methods, solar cookers are there, but here the timing of cooking may be of 3 hours, whereas in our LPG gas cylinder we may finish it with 3 minutes or 5 minutes, but here it may be take 3 hours, within which it can cook all the food whatever we needed. It can be possible, usage is possible only in the hill region wherever the residentiality is not possible, electricity is not given with. So these things are all possible. In this parabolic class reflector is used to have the cook in the hills regions. Even this is the cooker, we can have it with the parabolic structure or aluminum reflector or glass reflector. So it is possible. So even in the Thirumalai Devasthanam, where we used to have we can have the prasadam laddu, that kadalamavu, that flour has been dried off with the hot water which has been obtained from the solar cooker. So this kind of way we can have the cooking in the domestic and various other process. Then next will be the steam production in steam generation in the industries, also through which we can have the heating of various other raw material for various other conversion possibility. And last one in the heating is steam generations. This is one of the locality 600 degrees Celsius of temperature rising with 30 kilowatt found in the California, where the more number of panels or glass reflectors are all used. You see here, in the Majova desert in the California, they can have the 1000 degree of temperature rising by keeping thousands of reflector all focused to a particular point at a middle. So the heating is 1,000 degrees Celsius is possible. So it can have much advantage over it. So thermal technology. So next we will move on to the photovoltaic technology through the solar, which is need of the hour, and nowadays in all the country are converting this particular technology. Even in US, no power electricity has been given to any one of the buildings from the corporation or municipality, rather than they themselves generate their own power for their household. So that kind of way, entire walls of the house and the rooftops of the house are empowered with the photovoltaic method. So what is photovoltaic? Historically, we can see it is a very oldest technology. In 1839 only, they can have the photovoltaic effect has been given by the Henry Becquerel, but that has been modified into various other forms of photovoltaic cells with the efficiency of storing the power. Like that, when the energy crisis exists in 1970s in America, they only think about photovoltaic telecommunication method. Later on in 1990, only the emergence of the photovoltaic cell came into the existence. So what photovoltaic cell works? It nothing but a principle called a semiconductor. So we can have the silicons. It is a sand having a component called silicon. Those silicons are all made the formation of the reflective method and the semiconducting method. This semiconductor activity make them those particles having a photons and electrons, so they can have repel each other by the simple principles like that of this diagram. The electricity produced. When there is bombardment of photons with the help of sun rays, it can move here and there. Because of the movement, they can have the positive and negative charge creates. That charge creation can be tampering by ourselves to form the electricity production. So this is the cross section of the what we can have, the solar panel we can have. Only the D and E, N type and P type of silicon, neutron and proton. So these protons and electrons are kept one another in the layers. Beneath it, there is a kind of back contact will be used, over which it can have the more attraction of sunlight by having a anti-reflecting coating, and the contact grid has been given one after another, and over above the cover glass has been kept to avoid the water and other corrosion happen over it. That is kind of way by which we have created our various other photovoltaic method of formations. So the produced electricity can be utilized with another, that is called as off-grid, whereas it has to be used for future use, that is called as off-grid. Then another used on-grid, immediately utilized are called as on-grid. It has been utilized for future by storing in the power battery, that is off-grid method. So this way the photovoltaic cell or photovoltaic power production came into the existence in all the houses above which the floor they can have the establishment. So what sorts of growth happening in the USA, tremendous existence usage of the both on-grid and off-grid way of power productions. At the same time, the price also getting down. More companies are all came forward to produce with the cheapest cost. So the cost of the price, it has been ground down. So it has good advantages over it. Comparing with that other thing, it is very less. Second one is hydropower. Basically, we can have the very simple principles of hydrological cycle. We can have it ever. The water can be found in the water bodies, get condensed, evaporation happen. When it has been found as a cloud, they can have the precipitate as rainfall or snowfall. That has been pulled down by the gravitational pull to flow again towards the sea. So when this kind of cycle happen, the ocean to snow, ocean to cloud condensation. So this cycle is always happen. So these can be utilized for our power production by having the by magnetic method of turbine. So this is the simple, understandable kind of picture. The water compression happen has been allowed to come out through the penstock pipe. At the end of the penstock pipe, we can have the turbine with the magnetic field. So they produces the electricity, so that the electricity can be utilized and transferred through the wires and utilized for our house consumption with various other controls. So some kind of inbound facilities are there. As far as globe is concerned, the world, this hydropower production is enormous one that can be utilized for gigawatt hours of production we can. So it can have good facilities, and various other dams, mega level productions, Hoover Dam, and various other 10 countries are all fully utilizing this particular way of power production. In this, our India occupies the 9th rank in the hydropower power production, since we have the various other water facilities are there. And we can have the UNDP suggesting to have the electric power, which is very cheaper as well as the always available. So these are all the various other power productions through the electricity of hydropower. As far as India is concerned, we can have the 84,000 megawatt of water usage in major 6 river basins in the country. It is possible, and also it can be utilized for various other small powerhouse also. With that 10,000 megawatt power production is possible. We can have the water, rain, river, we can have east flowing, west flowing rivers, central Indian waters. Gangetic is river always have the water, perennial water, they can have it. Indus river also there. So all in total, we can have the 84,000 now we are having. In future, we can have the establishment with 148,000 megawatt power production is possible. So we can have the establishment in the northwest, east and the northeast region. We can have the power production and utilizations. And various other dam, how much capacity at which they can have the power production through the hydroelectric power. So because of the rainfall variation, the power production may be ups and downs may be there, but anyway, it will be the cheapest and the best method to have the hydroelectric power. And small hydroelectric power also we can have to establish and that can be utilized for that. So here the construction of the dam or the reservoir, it is used for impoundment, diversion and pumped to be stored for again and again we can make use of the power. The dams may be of 4 different types. Either to arch dam, which is constructed as an arch sector, safe will be arch. It will be very cheaper one and also narrate very useful site and that will be of best use. And another second method is concrete gravity dam. We can have the concrete in the bottom of the dam we constructed that will be used for various other purposes. This will be found in very many places. Another very old method is called as buttress dam. We have to give the support from the backside of the river, water stored in the dam, by which formation of the buttress dam. Embank dam is also there. Both the side it can be there. So there are various other drawbacks for it in the hydropower. The flood may be the very important one. If depends upon the availability of the water drainage, the construction must be there and releasing also there. Otherwise, very many dam has been destructed because of the uncontrolled rainwater inflow. Then wildlife get destroyed because of the water coverage happening in various other places. And uprooting of the various other people is also very many importance. And various other downstream people, because of the flood, the nutrients are being transmitted. And next we will move on to the third will be the wind energy. Because of the wind rotation, we can get, so far we have only 1% of the wind energy usage is there. The wind is there by 3 different ways. Anything? Okay. So radiation in the sun produces more amount of heat. Heat variation happen. Pressure variation happen. Because of that, wind can have the motion. And also the globe also undergo rotation. Earth rotation all leads to the wind blow from one locality another locality. In generally, at midpoint of the globe, the rotation of the air will be there, and also it dissipate on north and south pole. It will be quite common always. When these particular principles and characters of the globe we utilize to taper the wind blow with various other speed, we make use of the solar, this wind energy conversion. So this principle came into the existence only in 1981. We discovered this technology, beyond which now the tremendous usage of wind energy wherever is possible. So it undergo the physics principles of turbine rotation with the formula given here, and also we can have how much speed it able to produce the power. Also we can able to measure what are the obstacles by which flow over the hills. Intensity of the air will be varied. So especially in our Tamil Nadu, we taper all those things wherever the hill ranges have the hillocks. When it is there, especially in the Arolvaimoli, that particular in the Kanyakumari region, then in the Udumalpet regions in the Coimbatore district and Tindikal districts, then in various other Ramnad districts where this kind of wind blow happen, for which we can make use of the various other components of the windmill is there, that tapering is possible. So we can have the good benefits over it, environment benefits, no emission of carbon, no emission of various other fuel. When it burned, carbon oxide, global warming is not possible. No fuel is needed to run this particular instrument. It is always remote control. It is able to repair or wherever needed. And when it is no wind blow, we can stop the vehicle wheel rotation and make a repair on it. You see this picture above the turbine, a person is sitting and doing some kind of repairing. But it has some limitations. When during the unseason, no wind blow, the power production is very less. So environment cost will be very high, noisy, and the bird and other migratory birds are hit over it and they can have the death happen. Even cost is very high. As far as our Tamil Nadu place is concerned, except land cost, erection cost around 2 crores. So these are all possible only by various other companies and various other rich people or big shots having possibility to establish all those things. The future wind energy will be bright through the various other government policy and subsidizing. We can give it to that. And as far as here, the money is not being lent by the government. Rather, how much power of electricity produced in a windmill can be utilized by those owner in various other company established in industrial usage. So that is possible. But now it has been transformed into the household level. How the solar panel is able to produce the power that can be subsidized and utilized by the formula, that how much utilized, how much is being given to the subsidy level, very much a method to be come to the turbine rotation of windmill also. So we have to have more technology improvement, without which major impact we cannot possible. And the cost also a competitive one. It has to be cheapest one and affordable to the everyone to purchase. Third energy is geothermal energy. Geothermal energy has nothing but the inner core of the earth has heat. That heat has to be come out as the lava in various other volcanoes and various other water, hot spring may be there in some of the places. So these are all the various other geothermal way of heat coming out of the earth crust. You see this global map, you can see at India, no other places except in Himalayan region, the hot spring or having a possibility of the volcanic eruption is not at all possible. But various other locality, this kind of energy is possible now. It can have the positive and very good attitudes for various other minerals are coming out of the usage, having the silica and zinc that is capable of heat resistant, and that will come out for the geothermal energy. Finally, we can go for the biomass. We have the growth of various other plants by which we can get various other energy through biomass energy. Even our own bomb explosion itself is a kind of biomass through which it can have the energy production. Various other jatropha and mustard have the hydrocarbon capability. Sorry, it has been with some sound, I do not know. So the environmental problem related to the biomass is it has waste material or some other byproducts produced after this particular combustion. It may have the health hazards or soil pollution, all those things. The next important one is biohydrogen production from various other waste material. Here the microbes, various other algae, which are microalgae, it can have their own way of producing the electricity. That hydrogen production is possible. That hydrogen produced can be used for the vehicle, just like we are pouring the petrol. This hydrogen gas has been filled with as a LPG cylinder or combustion gas. This particular hydrogen gas can be used for locomotive purpose. Even nowadays in India, very many hydrogen trains are all playing, and it is the roadmap for the globe for the hydrogen gas production and vehicle movements. And even some of the flight, which are all still playing with the biodiesel as well as the biohydrogen gas. These are all the product of the biomass. It has been. Here there are various other algae which are undergo various other conversations and various other carbohydrate material present in the wastewater has been undergo fermentation. Both dark reaction and light reactions are all taking place. That reactions made the carbon absorption and releasing of hydrogen alone, and also oxygen also separated from the water, the hydrogen gas alone produced by the biohydrogen production. So these are all some of the drawings related to the how the waste materials are all undergo conversions. Even two of my PhD students underwent the sago effluent from the sago industry, where have the pungent smell happening on those water. That water has been brought to the laboratory, undergo the various other microbial fermentation, and leads to the formation of the biohydrogen. So various other combating this commercial application with the steam methane reforming method, by which 95% of the hydrogen, whatever the water availability that has been made used with the water and the heat and the hybrid technology is used to formation of the hydrogen. That is the need of the hour. So these are all some of the thought related to the energy. In addition that there are the wind energy also, the tidal energy also there, because of the hydroelectric power production like that. The sea waves are unavoidable. So when the waves comes in, the water has been trapped. When height rises, the water comes in, intruded into the certain places, has been blocked, and that has been shut down. When it goes down, water releasing with pressing of just like a penstock pipe where the turbine rotates. Like that, submerged wind tidal waves are possible. Even the daily waves are tides are possible. Like that, waves and tides are various other way of power production is possible. So I think I have a few questions to have the conversation, rather one way of delivering the lecture method.
Thank you, sir. Dear participants, can have your questions now. Dear professors, please come forward. Dear professors, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank Thank you, sir. Please come forward with your questions, if any.
Even you can say the feedbacks, what sorts of your understanding, what are all the things may be new, what are all the old one with some more usage in your locality. That also can be narrated by everyone.
So there's a question in the chat box. How can government promote clean energy?
Yes. When we are all seeing all these things are all renewable energy, what are all the energy which are all not polluting the environment, especially the atmosphere, soil or water, those things are all called as green energy. The renewable energy is different from the green energy. Turbining is a green energy, solar is the green energy, even some kind of geothermal energy which we are all getting the heat, that itself not disturbing the environment. We can taper all those energy which are called as green energy. Even this microalgae which I shown, it never ever hydrogen production may not make the pollution over the water bodies existing anywhere. So like that, a kind of cleanliness or unpollutedness are called as green energy. That's why in every year we used to have the clean energy or green energy day will be observed. Last month we had I have given the talk in the Madurai radio station about the green energy initiatives. Government is giving very much subsidies for it. Earlier government, we had given the subsidy for up to 35%. As far as solar energy panel is concerned, in Madurai Kamaraj University, we have the regional test center. Only there are 6 regional test centers in all over India. One is for southern peninsula, next to Mumbai and Kolkata. Madurai is the place where the solar panel, having a solar water heater, have to be all the companies have to be get licensed. So we can have the NABL lab, we can have it. So all the solar panel we used to subjected for nearly 38 testing. After confirmation of all those testing positiveness, we are allowed to launch into the Public for Company Act. Similarly, once they have been launched, every 3 years once again they have to be re-licensed from our side. Then only government give the subsidy. Similarly, photovoltaic also, Chennai IIT is the place where a regional test center is there. What are all the company producing the solar panels? They have to be subjected to them for various other authentication, various other experimentations, and finally they have to give the certification. With the certification only that has been sold in the market.
Thank you, sir. Any other questions? Dear professors, do you have any other questions? Yes, Professor.
One more thing which I like to say, most of the participants are all already experienced in the NAC accreditation. In your institutions, if you are go for this particular renewable energy establishment, you will be get a full point in the last criteria of environmental auditing, energy auditing, and other kind of innovations in your institutions. So if you are all known to have all those experimentation in your establishment, in your college or institutions, your point of getting the score will be high. So
Yes, sir.
in this angle also,
Criteria 8.
somebody can
Criteria
share their experience. Yes, criteria 8, yes.
Yes. And one more thing, sir. Yesterday, one news I have listened that a person, without having any bad habits, due to the utility of plastic layer, temperature is increased. Due to that plastic layer only, he's died. How to reduce the plastic utility in our lifestyle, sir? Is there any specific idea from your end?
Sure, sir. Actually, we have given polyethylene when it was
Yes, sir.
when it was in the discovery in the chemistry. We were given Nobel Prize.
Yes,
Polyethylene will
sir.
be very light. It cannot have any hardness, but the discovery is for usage to the satellite purpose only. But
Yes, sir.
it is made into the domestication. When it is made into the usage of various other household usage, the problem arises. So,
Yes,
in
sir.
the
Yes,
problem is the policy in the government, policy in the usage in the various other citizens. So, the problem will be very highlighted. Even all the water bodies are all synced with the plastics. Even the ocean is
yes,
considered
sir.
as a,
Animals also suffering. Animals also suffering.
yes. So it has been very worst affected because of the last entry point to the waste will be the ocean. So all the animals living there suffocated with this particular polythene, especially the very light polyethylene carry bags is a very problematic one. So nowadays, so replacing all those things, biopolymer is came into the existence. So instead of polyethylene, we can have the lactic acid, we can have the acetic acid derived materials that has been used from the waste product of the sugarcane or all sorts of crops. We can have it. That stem part will be used for various other polyethylene, biopolymer production is possible. Even straw
Thank
from
you,
the
sir.
paddy, like that various raw materials are all nowadays made using for the purpose of the plastics, replacing of the plastics.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Any other queries? Okay, then in the absence of questions, sir, shall we conclude, sir?
Yes.
So now I invite Dr. Jyoti Mani, Assistant Professor of Mathematics, to deliver what?
Good evening, everyone. It's my privilege and honor to deliver the vote of thanks on this wonderful occasion. On behalf of Department of Mathematics, Sri GVG Vishalashi College for Women, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to our esteemed resource person, Dr. S. Kandan, for sharing the valuable insights on sustainable energy development. The knowledge and real-world perspectives you shared have been truly inspiring and thought-provoking. Thank you, sir. A special thanks to our management, faculty members, and organizing committee for their valuable efforts in making this session a grand success. I also extend my appreciation to all the participants for their keen interest and active engagement, making this session even more fruitful. Once again, I thank everyone present here. Wishing you a great day ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Sir, thank you, sir. Thank you so
Thank you
much,
very
sir,
much.
for sharing your knowledge and your valuable time with us.
Certainly.
Thank you so much, sir. Dear participants, please fill the feedback form, which is shared.
Can I sign out?
Yes, sir. Sure, sir.
Please share the feedback form. Please share the feedback.
ഉണ്ട്
Nobody shared the feedback form so far.
No. Hey. Hey. No. Hey. No.